What's up, YouTube? Bobbles and Ball Cards back with another video. Hope everybody has been good out there since the last one. We're halfway through the week on this St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. A lot of things have been going on. We've seen some 2021 tops get sold in the SGC slab for a pretty good value. We're seeing turn times consistently being way better than expected. So some good things out there, some good news out there. Something I want to discuss tonight is, in my last video, I was basing off of 100 card submissions, and I got to thinking about that, and that might not have been the best example to show everybody, because I do understand 200 or 100 cards is a lot for most people to send in at one time, especially in today's, with the way the pricing and everything is. So tonight I wanted to kind of go over and share some numbers along with maybe some encouragement to folks that might look at it and say, well, I can't do 100 cards. Is it even worth it to me? I know some folks that were submitting, 60, 80, 100 cards when we were doing submissions before. Now, well, I can only afford 10 cards. Actually, if you really think about it, let's say you did 60 before. In our group sub, it was $480 plus it was $510. So really, you could do more than 10. You'd be 480. You'd be like at 24 cards now or something like that, which is still, it's still a lot. I get that. So tonight I want to just show some people that maybe I can't afford to grade anymore, and just give that encouragement and say, yeah, you still can. And I want to show you how, and I want to show, again, with numbers, of how you can do this. Before I go into all of that, the reason I wanted to share this is, in 2020, you guys that have been around throughout the entire lifespan of the channel and everything, you guys seen me sometimes shocked and amazed at things that I was able to pick up, the amount of stuff I'd added to the collection, the cards that I added to the collection. And sure, I don't have the highest grades, I picked up an Aaron rookie, a 54 Aaron rookie that's in an authentic, but it looks great, and it's a 54 Topps Hank Aaron, a card I never believed that I would own. I picked up the 86 Fleer Michael Jordan, the Bird Magic rookie. What else do I have up here? A 53 Topps Jackie Robinson, a Nolan Ryan, Milton Bradley, and there's so much up here, and a Wayne Gretzky rookie. The reason I'm saying this isn't bragging. I don't share mail days to brag. I don't do it to show off or whatever the case may be. I want to use this channel, the Facebook group, and everything else more as encouragement. And I want to show and make sure everyone out there is aware. Look, guys, if I can do this, you can too. And so tonight, part of this strategy is to break down with the new grading fees and give you that encouragement that you can do it as well. Now, when I first started grading with SGC exclusively in March of 2020, my first submission was 110 cards. Obviously, back then, the price was cheaper. I had told everybody I had a budget that I wanted to stay in which my budget may not be everybody's budget. I wanted to stay at $1,000 on my first submission. That made it to where I could recoup that money, get another submission out, which I did, and I shared on the channel pretty quickly. Got another one down there, and in fact, I was able to get a third one down in a much faster time than I had expected. So, obviously, with the prices higher, if that was today that I started that, if I started in March 2021, that 100 cards would not fit. So that's why I want to share this tonight, and just kind of show, don't worry about the amount at first, and kind of set yourself along the way to build up, because every little bit can accumulate. A few things I want to mention though before I get into this. My numbers do not include shipping costs, okay? I can't sit there and give an exact number because, it costs different people different shipping. Some people may want more insurance than others. That there's a lot of variables with that. So my shipping is not included in it. Also, I don't have, and I know this will be brought up, but you didn't count for how much the cards cost. Okay. If you're looking to grade cards, you most likely already have cards that you want to grade. You're not like sitting there just randomly one day and say, I want to grade sports cards, but you don't own any sports cards. So obviously that expense has already been accounted for, in some sort of fashion. Now, I also want to say my average number on value, that can also fluctuate. That's based on what cards you're sending, what condition the cards you're sending. If you're sending a card that's obviously, $100 raw and it gets a 10, then your average value may be much higher than the average value that I'm giving for this example. If you're sending for, let's say, a 2020 or 2021 Topps base card and it gets an 8, then obviously your value has decreased. So I'm just going off basically the average value, and I'm giving it a realistic average value that could cover a wide range of people. Now, the odds are, with the way the market is today, this value is probably low, but that's a good thing, because then it can show as things stack up, it's actually, the number I'm going to give you is going to be even lower than what you could potentially end up with. If you're doing Prism basketball and it grades well, if you're doing, the hot Topps rookies and they grade well, if you're doing Topps Chrome cards and they grade well, if you're doing refractors, that sort of thing, obviously you can get more value. So this is only just to have a number that is, I don't want to say $1,000 average value per card, because that's unrealistic. So when I get into this, please, I know there's going to be people that are questioning, well, you're saying my cards are only going to be worth $70, and what's the point? No, I'm just using something that it is a realistic, easy number to obtain. If you're grading and you're checking your cards out and you're sending, good cards in, hot cards in, that sort of thing, this number I'm going to say is way low. So I would rather be a low valuation than a high valuation and give people unrealistic expectations. So I just want to make that clear up front. I'm going to go ahead and go over to my other screen. And I also have another thing that I want to talk about before I even get into giving the breakdown. But let me get my big head off of here. We're going to take off the laptop cam, and then we're going to take off the image. All right, so I want to share this real quick because, guys, I hear it a lot. You know, there's people that comment. Everybody that's watched the video, thank you guys. I really appreciate all of you. I've loved the comments. I've loved the opinions. There's been negatives. I know there's always going to be negatives, and it is what it is. While I speak on that, if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. Please give it a thumbs up and share this out there because I want more people to see they can do this. I'm not an anomaly. I know there's folks in my group that have thanked me, and I'm not, tooting my own horn here. They've personally thanked me for helping them or talking to them or whatever, and I'm just like the rest of you guys. I like to collect. I like to grade cards to be able to make some money to add to my collection. I like to grade cards that I personally pulled or personally bought raw to add to my collection. So I'm just like everybody else out there, or the majority of you out there, especially those in my group. And I really, that is a huge, I don't know, it's humbling to know that you're able to help people, but that is the intent behind all of this. It's not to, blow smoke towards anything or, lead people in a wrong direction. That's never my intent. So thank all of you. Please give it the thumbs up, share the video, subscribe, all of that goodness. But I've had this up on the screen now so you can see the numbers. So I hear it all the time. SGC doesn't sell. SGC doesn't get PSA. SGC card, this, that, the other, right? We hear it all the time. Look at these guys. I sold this card today. You can see it right here. Date sold March 17th. There's nothing fishy here. You can go on and check the sales. I crossed out the seller's name just for his privacy because I didn't message him and ask him if I could use the seller name or buyer name, whatever the heck you want to call it. But anyway, you can see here, date sold for $999.99. Okay? Date buyer paid March 17th. So this is a 2020 Topps Chrome Bichette Blue Refractor numbered out of 150 SGC 9.5 Mint Plus. If you go down here, people all the time talking a 9.5 sells less than a PSA 9. Well, how do you explain that? This was March 14th, 3 days ago, that a PSA 9 sold for $405. By my calculations, that is $595 less. If you look over here on March 12th, you have a PSA 9 auto blue refractor out of 150 that went for $710, which equates to almost, $290 less. They did have some change there that I got for a 9.5 non-auto. You go down here, this shows a $1,500 sale. It did have a best offer. I'm going to go ahead and say it sold for $1,500 because I'm sick of people saying that SGC 10s are 60% value, because I just got 66% value on a 9.5. Okay? So go check the sales, guys. Go check it. I'm not blowing any smoke. But let's go even further than that and why I don't believe that's $1,500. But we're going to value it there. Blue Wave Refractor Auto. Yes, a wave does not sell as high as a true blue. I completely understand that. But even still, 1109 for an auto in a PSA 10, and I was able to obtain 1,000 for a SGC 9.5 non-auto. So $109 less, weak difference. But let me point out, Bo Bichette has played like crap in spring training and was still able to get this value for this card. So, guys, I will continue sharing information, and maybe one day it'll get through. But let's get into what I really want to talk about. So here I want to say, make a plan to build profits and your collection. Now, there's several numbers on this screen. You have 10 cards, okay? And the way I did this, I want to say you have a $200 budget, just $200, and you have 10 cards that you want to send in. They're good cards. You checked them over. In a group submission setting like ours, where it is $20 per card and not $25 if you send them on your own, it would cost you $200. Now, I'm going to use my same valuation from my last video and value the SGC average return as $70. Now, this is why I said in the beginning, this is probably low. But anyway, we're going to assume the cards you're sending, they're going to get you an average value across all 10 cards. So you're going to get $700 return. I even included here eBay fees. You would bring $612.50. So you got $612.50 that you sold these 10 cards for. All right? And now you say, okay, I'm ready for the next one. 15 cards. All right, we're going to bump up by 5. That's going to cost you $300. So out of this $612, deduct this $300. So it's not coming out of your pocket. You still have $312.50 left over. Once again, $70 average value for a $1,050 return, or $918.67 after eBay fees, right? So now you got this $918.67 plus the $312.50 that you already had left over from this sub, okay? Just keep following me. So now you say, oh, heck yeah, I want to do 20. So that's going to be $400, right? So right here, you can add that up. You have 1231.17. Deduct your 400. So once again, you're not spending it out of pocket. You're using it out of your profits. That leaves you with $831.17 left over. You get those 20 back, you sell them, you get that 70 average. Now you have a $1,400 return, or $1,225 after eBay fees. You add the $1,225 with your $831. You are at $2,056.17 right here. But you want to go up again, and you want to do 25 cards, which will cost you $500. So after you deduct that, you have $1,556.17. Your $70 average value brings you $1,750 in return, or a total of $1,531.25 after eBay fees. So right here, your total cards submitted, right? You have 70 cards, 45 plus 15 gives you 60 plus your 10. So 70 total cards right here. Oops. Dang it, and I did that again. Hold on. Okay. Present. All right. So 70 total cards. Your approximate profits after all your grading fees. Now, I did mess up right here. And I didn't deduct that 200. So this would actually be $2887.42 on this one. So for 70 cards, if you sold them all at a $70 average value with zero cost coming out of your pocket, because you're going to take that 200 also out of this profit here, you would have over $2,800. Okay? So you started out with 200. You did not spend another dime throughout this whole process, other than maybe, the cost of the cards and, again, shipping. I did not count the shipping in here because I don't know what shipping is going to cost you guys. But anyway, so let's say you wanted to grade for your PC as well, and you did a 20% PC to sell ratio. You could have added 14 graded cards to your PC while still making $2,229.92, And then right here I noted deduct your original $200 expense, so that's no longer an expense right there. And you still have $2,029.92 profit plus 14 cards graded. Okay? And this is only in a 4-month or 4 submission. I don't want to promise anything, because if they get behind, then it could take longer than a month. But right now, the way things are going, potentially in a 4-month period, you could profit $2,000 and have added 14 cards off of an initial $200 expense. Okay? Now, let's say you have a little bit more profit, or not profit, a little bit more of a budget. You already knew you wanted to grade cards, that you had already planned for it. You hadn't sent any in a bulk sub, and, since like October, November, you've saved up some money, you've sold some cards that you got back from 2020, that sort of thing. And we're going to go all out and start right here at 25 cards, okay? So that's going to be $500, but this time we're going to do 20 cards to sell and 5 for PC, okay? So you're going to get that $1,400 return after eBay fees, $1,225, and then you're going to come down here. As soon as you got that, you're going to take that 500, send off 25 more. You have 725 still left over. You get another 20 cards to sell, 5 for PC. Again, $1,400, $1,225, and you can see here along the way, this still, it just keeps adding up, right? So at this point, after 3 months, I should have put 3 submissions. Again, I don't want to promise anybody it's going to only be a month per submission. But your original $500 investment, doing it this way, you would have 15 cards in your PC and a total leftover profit of $26.75. But then deduct your original $500 spent, so that cancels out any out-of-pocket expenses. You still have $2,175 profit plus 15 cards in your PC, guys. Go ahead and do that over a 6-month period. You would now have 30 PC cards, $4,850 in profits. Deduct your original $500, and you would have $4,350 in profit. Now that $4,350 you can use to buy other cards for your PC. You could buy wax to rip if you choose and enjoy doing that. You could use it for some singles that you want to send in, or you could potentially boost these margins by, just like in the first example, and increasing your submissions along the way. But over this period, I just did the 25 card. And remember, this first submission is your only initial out-of-pocket for the grading fee, because after that, all you're going to do is use from your profits of selling the cards you sent in. At the end of it all, or whatever, you could even, out of this first initial return right here, take that 500 back and then also use the 500 there. So that would wipe out your expense right from the get-go. So I really hope this makes sense to folks. I know it could seem like a lot of money. Grading at $25 or even $20 a card seems like a massive difference when we were used to the $10, $8.50, 2020 pricing. But you can still do this, guys. I just wanted to share this, set you a budget, add up like this. Again, $70 average value. I just showed you a card I sold for $1,000. So that $70 value is fairly cheap. If you are sending in, quality cards, you've looked them over, how, the basis of checking over and what a card should get, and you get good grades on your return and everything, it's so fun. It's rewarding to look back and know what you've been able to accomplish. Trust me, guys, I am by far not a wealthy individual. I work a job as an assembly technician, and I have spent a lot of money adding cards to my collection, buying cards I never thought that I would ever own, simply by selling cards I had gotten back, grading exclusively with SGC. So I just wanted to share that. I hope this helps everyone out. If you have questions, comments, opinions, please comment below. Again, I really appreciate if you hit the like, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff. I will be starting to do lives again at some point. I'm hoping to get some people on and do them with me, but just to share some more information, guys. But anyway, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate all of you. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and until the next video, I'm out.